Hello everyone. Today we will be discussing about the different coordinate systems of a rigid body. So in the last classes we had defined what is a rigid body. So rigid body is a body having a number of particles such that the interparticle distance between any two of them is fixed. So how do you write it? You can write it as Rij, where I and j can be any number like 1, 2, and the distance which will be a constant. So this we had discussed in the last class. Now, when you want to define a rigid body, so a rigid body can be defined. Let us consider this as a rigid body. You define a rigid body, you need two sets of coordinates. A body is completely described by one set of coordinates relative to the external set of coordinates. Okay, so you are having a rigid body, you are having the primed coordinates, which with respect to the external set or the space set of the coordinates. This is the external set of coordinates. So how do you say a rigid body is completely specified by the Cartesian sets of coordinates relative to the coordinate axis of the external space. So here unprimed axes are the external axis, primed axes are the rigid body coordinates, and origin is common to both. So the orientation of the rigid body with respect to external space. That's what we mean when you say two sets of coordinates. So a rigid body can be described by two coordinate systems. One is the body coordinate system, which is the system fixed to the rigid body is called the body coordinate system. And the axes are called the body set of axes, which are the primed ones. And the axis of this coordinate system, space coordinate system, that means the axis fixed in external space with reference to which the body set of coordinates are rotating or moving will be called the space coordinate system. Now let us try to draw a rigid body. So you are having dotted lines. I have mentioned the primed coordinates, and this is the yellow lines is the external coordinate system, and they make some angle with each other, and these angles are known as direction cosines. So now let us consider I, j, k be the unit vectors along the x, y, z axis. This is the normal space for any reference. And this is the I prime, j prime, k prime, the unit vectors along x prime, y prime and z prime axis. So the direction cosines of x prime axis will be what? What will be the direction cosines? Look here. The direction cosines will be the cosines of angle between the primed and the unprimed coordinate system. So direction cosines of x prime axis will be C11 also you can write, or you can write cos theta 11, which is cos of I prime and I, which is I prime I. Similarly C12, similarly C13. And you know it doesn't stop here. You will also have C21, C22, C23, C31, C32, C33, or the cos thetas. So C21 and so on, C31 are the direction cosines of the y prime and z prime axis with respect to y and z axis respectively. So I hope I am clear. So there are two sets of coordinate, body coordinates and the space coordinates. Space coordinates are there for every object. For a rigid body, we also, what we do is we specify the body coordinates, that is the coordinates of the rigid body with respect to the space coordinates, external coordinates. The direction constant cosines can be used to express the unit vector in the primed system in terms of the unit vectors of the unprimed system. Once you have both set of coordinates, you will use the relationship of direction cosines to find a relationship between them. So how do you do that? So I prime can be expressed in terms of ijk. How? Cos theta 11i plus cos theta 12j plus cos theta 13k. Similar is the case with j prime and k prime. So let us say let r be the position vector of a point with coordinates for x, y, z and x prime, y prime, z prime in the two systems. Now what do we do? What will be If G is some vector, then the component of G along x prime axis will be related to x, y, z components by Gx prime will be G dot I prime. And what is I prime? I prime you know already. I prime is this: cos theta 1 1 I plus cos theta 1 2 j plus cos theta 1 3. So here when you substitute, you will get cos theta 1 1 gx, cos theta 1 2 gy plus cos theta 1 3 gz. Okay. Now with this background, that means what do you understand? You are having a rigid body which is having a set of coordinates. You want to express those coordinates in terms of the external space coordinates, which is the space system. And again, when you are having two coordinate systems, you will obviously want to have some connection between them. So if G is any vector, any random vector along the x prime axis, then that Gx prime will be G dot I prime, and I prime you already know. So this will be in terms of cos theta 1 1 Gx plus cos theta 1 2 Gy plus cos theta 1 3 Gz. So what are direction cosines? Direction cosines can be considered as coordinates describing the instantaneous orientation of the body relative to the coordinate system fixed in space, but with origin in common with the body system. This is a profound statement. What is the meaning? Why we are doing all these exercises? We are saying we want to describe the instantaneous orientation of the body with relative to a coordinate system fixed in space. That is something which we are doing in this whole exercise. Okay. Now, once you have understood the need for direction cosines, now let us find out the properties. The direction cosines are related to each other. That is both coordinate systems, both are Cartesian. So what they will be doing? I dot j is equal to j dot k is equal to k dot I is equal to 0. That we know already. I dot I is equal to k dot k is equal to j dot j is equal to 1. This is also known to us. With similar relations for I prime, j prime and k prime. Same thing here. I prime, j prime is equal to 0. Is equal to what? What is I prime? Cos theta 1 1 I, and this will be cos theta 2 1 plus cos theta 1 2 cos theta 2 2 and so on. You substitute I prime. You get the answer. And what will be I prime dot I prime? It should be 1, which is equal to what? Cos square theta 1 1 plus cos square theta 1 2 plus cos square theta 1 3. Same thing you can do for j prime and k prime k prime. So what you will realize that we are having actually 9 direction cosines. That I hope you will realize that when you count, you are having 9 direction cosines. What are the 9 direction cosines? If you take it as C11, C12, C13, or cos of theta 1 2, cos theta 1 3, so on. So it will be C21, C22, C23 and so on. So C31, C32, C33. So we are having 9 direction cosines. And then we are having 6 relations connecting them. So these relations, like one I dot I is equal to 1. So this is the value. J dot J is equal to this. K dot K is equal to this. Again, so that relations, we are having 6 relations. So what will be the independent functions? So from the value we realize, we'll have 3 independent functions. For 6, the 9 direction cosines, 6 relation between them. So we will have 3 independent functions of the direction cosines. Now, so the general statement would be, so suppose instead of 1 2 cos theta 1 3, we will write cos theta lm, cos lm prime, cos theta lm. Summation is L is from 1 to 3. So whatever our direction cosines we have mentioned, all the 9 will come off. This will be theta. First let us write m is equal to 1, L is equal to 1. So 1 1. So this will what? Cos theta m, let us take another value 1 1 1 2 1 3. So you will get all the values which we have got here. So what should be the general statement? When cos m prime is not equal to m, this is 0. That is true here. See here. When you are writing this second part, m and m prime, if they are different, then you are not getting same values. You will see here. Whereas you see here, both are having same values. So when m prime and m are different, you are getting different values. So what will happen? That will be 0. Otherwise, cos square theta lm is 1. When all other values are same, m prime is equal to m, then cos square theta, then both become same. If both are same, no problem. If both are different, there is an issue. This is 1. If both indices are same. Here you see both indices are not same. This is theta 1, 1. This is theta 2, 1. Both indices are not same. This index is different. Theta 1, 2, theta 2, 2. There the second index was different. Here the first index is different. Doesn't matter, but the meaning is same. The point here which I want to drive is both indices, if they are same, your right hand side becomes 1. So that is the general statement. So instead of writing two lines, we can put it in a single way. Cos theta lm prime cos theta lm is equal to delta m prime m. Now what is this delta? This is a new mathematical function. I am not sure whether you are aware of it. This delta is known as Kronecker delta. Now what is the concept of Kronecker delta? Kronecker delta is a mathematical symbol used to actually simplify many expressions. Two expressions can be written in one go because here delta m prime m is a general statement. Delta m prime m is equal to 1 if m prime is equal to 1 is equal to 0 if m prime is not equal to m. So whenever you want to represent a general statement, generally in the form of summation or some other form or some inner product, you use the concept of Kronecker delta. So the direction cosines relationship can be expressed very conveniently in the form of Kronecker delta. I hope till this part it is fine. So why we did all these exercise? What is the need? That we will be using a summary. So what is it? Direction cosines have been used to describe the relation between two different Cartesian systems, which can be used in many applications. Now, what is the need for direction cosines here? Is it you want to, what is the chapter is you want to find out the kinematics and dynamics of a rigid body. A rigid body by itself will have a set of axes with respect to the external system. So, how the body will move or will rotate will be expressed by the relationship between these two coordinate systems. By what angle it has rotated, that we can understand. Actually, it's an angle we should not use. We say what measure it has rotated or it has moved or it has oriented in space can be found out using the concept of direction cosines. So that's it. The applications we will be dealing in the next classes. So thank you.